Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is Thursday, the 21st of November 2024. And if you're wondering if this is the webinar itself, no, this is actually the video preview for the webinar. So yes, the real webinar will start in a few seconds, so do not tune out. Hopefully you'll enjoy the session. Look, we do have a few pieces of data here and there, and I'll pick up on that. And we have some movement in the markets still. But yeah, look, stick around. Hopefully you'll enjoy the session, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, okay. Hello, and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is Thursday. I believe so. Yes, Thursday, 21st of November, 2024. Of course, it should be Thursday. Look, as always, we're going to jump into the markets. We're going to have a look at what's happening there, here and there. Yes, what's happening with the data. It's maybe not the most exciting week, but as I said to you on Monday, still, it's very important because we have economic data, and maybe it's not the most exciting, but I think that CPIs from various big economies are important. So hey, okay, maybe U.S. is not presenting anything, but still. There are other countries which are delivering their CPIs, and they have delivered, and we've seen those a little bit elevated. Look, before I jump into all that, we need to quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm not going to disappear anywhere. Just going to finish off a few things here and there, and we can continue. All right, also just before we jump into the chart, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So, ladies and gentlemen, the markets, let's jump into those and see what's happening. Okay, Nikkei, maybe not the most exciting thing is happening here, but nevertheless, look, it's all good, it's all fine, so everything's still in line with the markets, with the forecast here. What I talked about before was that, like, look, from the technical perspective, I need to see a clearance of that 200-day EMA. We keep on getting that one, but we are struggling to remain below it. Also, this 37,860 zone is something that I keep on watching, and hey. For now, I mean, what I'll say is I'm going to stick to the downside, but with a cautious approach, because again, this formation here, first of all, we can drag now this little line here, and let me just actually grab a magnet. We can make it as a descending triangle pattern here, and if according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the downside. But again, I've seen this happening in the opposite direction as well, so we need to wait for the clearance first. And actually, this, as you can see on the upper side here, it aligns perfectly with the level that I talked about previously, the 40,000 zone. So if we can get that clearance, if we can get that move, amazing. I will go for I'll go for some higher levels. Now, at this point, probably the best thing is to wait, to take a wait and see approach, because not much is happening in Japan in terms of economic data, but tomorrow we'll get the inflation numbers. So this is what we need to keep an eye on, and I will be doing a separate piece on this one as well. So check out our YouTube channel for later on. In the video section, you'll find it. But hey. What can I say? For now, it's the for now I am looking at the I'm looking at the data. I'm waiting for to see what's going to happen here with the inflation numbers. And hey, so far those are expected to decline, slightly opposite than what we were seeing in Europe, in Canada, because this week. Look, we had the CPIs in Canada. There was those came out on the higher side. We had CPIs in Europe as well. Where those Wednesday was it Wednesday? I think yesterday. Yes, United Kingdom was the yes. That's the one. No, it was Europe. Yes. Where's that number? Where's that number? Honestly, wait. Let's do it this way. Where's my beloved Eurozone? There we go. So, yes, there we go. That's the one. So Tuesday, yeah, there we go. Inflation number came out. So yes, it was. But that okay. Now I remember. It was basically boring as hell. It was like the same number as always. Look, with Eurozone, that's what you get, and German numbers as well. They're most of the time they're like bang on their forecast. But hey, look. Let's go back to Nikkei. With the Nikkei, the situation is that yes, they're expecting a lower number a little bit, and this puts the BOJ in a bit of a tight position due to the fact that they have been, willing to go and hike rates because we need to, save the Japanese yen a little bit. But they cannot do that because they cannot justify that if inflation keeps on falling. So they need to kind of cut rates. So they're a little bit in the pickle, and of course, it will be very interesting to see what kind of number we'll get tomorrow. So like I said, I'll pick up on more of that tomorrow in my video, separate video on this Japanese and the Japanese inflation number. So keep an eye on that one. Now, jumping into China. China is at an interesting spot here as well. And hey, looking good here in a way, looking quite good. We're still holding above the 45-day EMA. So in general, everything seems to be ish positive, positive-ish. But still, we're I think, as I said to you, and I'm going to say this every webinar that I'm going to do. We're waiting for the stimulus. We're waiting for some sort of stimulus to see from China, and yeah, we can go kind of from there. Look, so. For now, like I said, it's the same game plan. If you're looking for some lower levels, a drop below the 45-day EMA here is required. For the upside, a push above the 50% here at least would be required. And although I said to you before that 38.2 is the one that I'm watching, but hey, I think that this is something to consider here as well. Yeah, this is something that I will keep an eye on. And now, jumping into ASX 200 very quickly. Australia, let's have a look at what's happening there. Beautiful, beautiful technical picture here. What I'm seeing here is that we're getting a hold up near the upper side of this this trend line, because look, I mean, I said to you that maybe this is the neckline, a possible neckline for a inverted head and shoulders pattern. So in a way, if that's the case, then we could see a breakout to the upside. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm still keeping an eye on that 8,422 territory. That's the previous all-time high. If I can get that clearance, amazing. I will go a little bit more to the upside. I mean, I can see we can see here that we got the clearance on Tuesday, but we failed to stay. What I need to see here is the body of the daily candle staying above this area, and then yeah, I'll get a little bit more comfortable with the upside. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now look, Dow Jones Industrial Average, it's stuck here near the 38.2, and looking at this picture here, for me, I would say I would like this to probably fall below the 45-day EMA first, and this because this way it could increase his chances for a drift lower to maybe towards that 100-day EMA. But if we do clear the this one right here, this area, the 43,580 zone, then hey, potentially more buyers here could join in. So, long story short, I would say I would say right now there is a possibility for this one to push back up, but again, a stronger move above that 43,580 zone would be required. The S&P 500. So, by the way, in terms of economic news from the U.S., let's have a look because we do have a few pieces here coming out. So Philly Fed manufacturing index is coming out today. So this one is expected to be a little bit on the lower side. If we manage to beat the 8, I think that it could still be a positive, despite maybe coming out on the let's say somewhere it comes out somewhere like at 10 or 9.8 or something like that. Still, I think that the market would see this as a positive, and still we could see a nice push back up. Again, theory, idea. Something to consider, but as I keep on saying, ladies and gentlemen, never try to predict the market. React to the market. Wait for the number to come out, and then we can do something about it. Now then, let's have a look at what else is coming up. Initial and continuous jobless claims, if I'm not mistaken. Where's that? There we go. Initial claims have been a little bit on the higher side, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, the actual one here, right. So it was, right, we're mixed. Look, in general, they keep on bouncing around like 250. That's like, whoa, that's like a little bit on the higher side. But normally they bounce around in between like 200 and 250, something like that. But if they fall below 200, then yes, that's a little bit of a good thing, because if there's less people claiming, then that's great. Now another number that you need to keep an eye on is, of course, the continuous jobless claims, because if that doesn't change, I mean, if that continues to rise as well, then there is a problem. There is a problem in the economy, because if people should be jumping off claims, not, let's say, so basically that means that let's say you have a stable amount of initial claims coming through, that's fine. But if the continue to grow, that means that you have a stable flow of people, the same more people coming in, but the thing is that, like I said, you have this continuous, where people who are claiming, let's say, way back before, they cannot jump off of it, and they still, they're still in there. And this is where, like I said, this is where the market might think that, hey, maybe not that all good is in the economy. So we need to actually not to be that positive. Again, there's like a thought. Somebody can interpret it this way, somebody can interpret it in the other way. I interpreted the way like I just described, because again, this doesn't show a good health in the economy. The continuous jobless claims. So yeah. Let's see what's going to happen next here, and what's going to happen next today. For the moment, the expectation is for a little bit of a decline, which is fine. In terms of other economic news from the U.S. CB leading index, nothing. Existing home sales. Okay, existing home sales. That's an interesting one. There should be an increase. So maybe people are thinking that maybe interest rates could pick up again, and it's a good time maybe to jump into on the mortgage ladder. Again, questionable, but yes, there is this thought that the interest rates might go back up, because again, if inflation starts picking up, then what are you going to do? You're going to cut further? No, you're not going to cut further. You're going to raise them. And I said this before, and I'll stick to my words that we're seeing these rapid cuts. We have been seeing these rapid cuts in major central banks, purely for the fact that they're afraid that inflation might pick up. Inflation might pick up again at some point, and basically, you need to hike from somewhere, right? I mean, isn't it? And you need to hike from Is it better to hike from 3% or from 5? Most likely from 3. Well, the answer is. So, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you need to cut first and then in order to hike later. But yeah, coming back to the S&P situation, again, the same story. 38.2 here is that little barrier that's holding still, as you can see. So if we continue to if we can push above that area, if we can push above this 38.2, then great, more buyers here could join in. And yes, if we basically remain above the 38.2, I will say there is a good chance for this one to push back up. Nasdaq, let's have a look at this one. So continues to hold despite having these false breakouts. We still hold above this upside line, which is drawn from the lowest point of August of this year. Now, what can I say here? The fact that we are, like I said, we are struggling to go lower, that's good. That's good, and this is where I think that this is where the markets could, I mean, like I said, take this as a positive. And if we do climb above this 38.2% on the Fibonacci retracement, which so far is acting as a good area of resistance, and I think that this is what I need to do here, this to mark this, the 20,835 zone-ish. If we can clear that one, amazing, I think so, that we could, see a nice push back up. Let's see. In terms of the downside, a drop below the 45-day EMA here would be required. Not only a break of this upside line, but also a drop below the 45-day EMA. That's what I need because I can see that this is acting as a very good area of support. So at the same time, it also coincides with the 61.8% on the Fibonacci retracement, which I have here drawn from the from the lowest point of October. Is that correct? No, sorry, from the low, the 31st of October to the highest point, the current highest point of November. And you know what? Actually, I think maybe I can draw it from here. Yeah, I think that would be much better. So this is the current lowest point of November to the current highest point of November, from the current lowest point of November to the current highest point of November. This 61.8 here is coinciding perfectly with the 45-day EMA. So yeah, like I said, let's have a look at the other index here, DAX, the German index. Right, okay. This one is on a roller coaster ride, and I don't like it, and you probably now see why I don't try. I mean, I'm not trying to do anything with it because it is stuck here. It's oscillating around the 45-day EMA here, and basically, if we're looking at some lower levels, pretty much straightforward. A drop below the 19,000 zone here is required, and then we'll go from there. If you're looking at the upside scenario, well, to be honest, a break of this downside line is needed, and then we'll kind of go from there. But for now, I will say that. For now, I'm just, like I said, examining this area. I'm just keeping an eye on this area. I'm not really touching it because it's way too tricky because it keeps on, like I said, it keeps on oscillating around the 45-day EMA. Not something that I like, but if we start falling below the 19,000 zone, now that's where the excitement could come. The FTSE 100, the FTSE 100 is, yes, it's trying to make its way back up. Do we have anything today from the UK? I don't think so. I think that's a little bit on the quiet. CBI, industrial trends, nothing major. Public sector borrowing, that's yeah, not the most exciting, but anyway, yeah, I think that's for now, I think this is what I'm looking at here. This is what I'm looking at, and if I want to see a move higher, a push above that, push above these EMAs, the remaining EMAs would be nice. I mean, of course, I will start looking at some higher levels already straight away if we do push above the 8,177 territory. But if we don't, then hey, if there is a chance still for the drift lower. But in terms of drifting lower, I actually prefer to wait for a drop back below the 8,088 zone, just to be a little bit more on the safe side, because yeah, this is. Again, it's the same story as with the the German DAX. There we go, stumbled there a little bit, yeah, I mean, we need some clarity. U.S. dollar index very quickly. A US dollar index pushing back up, beautiful rebound, amazing, amazing. And we spoke about this. I spoke about this yesterday, and Tabish, who's our regular viewer here, also commented about that. Am I worried that DXY might jump back up? Yeah, look, I mean it jumped back up, fantastic. And great. The question is, can we actually go higher, or will this end up ranging here? Now, this is what I'm probably more afraid of, is to see this one starting to range. I don't like ranges, but hey, the market doesn't always give me what I like, but I'll take that. I'll take what I can. So, long story short, for now, I would say there is a chance for this one to move higher, and given the fact that it rebounded strongly from that 23.6 and rebounded from the and pushed through the 106.37 zone right here, then yes, I will consider a move towards the current highest point of November, which is kind of around the 107 zone. So yes, in general, the 107 becomes a strong barrier to watch. Jumping into the commodity world, ladies and gentlemen, gold. Gold had a nice rally, or continues to have a nice rally because look. If we look at the weekly, I mean, we almost like wiped out all the losses made last week. And look at this, we're coming closer to the levels here of the high of last week. And let me just put this one here. So where's that Monday? So we are not far. We are very not far, I would say. Let me just change this. So we are just a second. Where's my horizontal line? There we go. And let me just adjust it the way I like it. So this is what I'm talking about. So this is where what I'm aiming for, the 2,675. I mean, we we already came close to that, so we already kind of wiped out all the losses from last week. So why not to already, wipe all of them? So yes, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm going to be targeting for now. I think for today, the 2,675 territory, and then we'll go from there. If we do want to clear this one, amazing. We can go further north, but yeah. Let's keep it short and simple. If we, by any chance, we start falling back below the 45-day EMA and this 2,643 territory, I will consider a bit of a move lower. Silver, the jumping into that one, this one seems like prepared for a move higher, but hey, let's wait for this 31.53 territory. If we can get a nice clearance of that one, if we can get a nice clearance of the 45-day EMA, amazing, more buyers here could join in. For the downside, a drop below this upside line would be required. If we can get that move below this, wonderful, I will consider a move lower. Quick update on palladium, still pushing higher. Yeah, we're stuck near the EMA, so there is a chance for this one to move to the upside. Oil is, excuse me. Oil is trying its best to go higher. My only problem with oil is that it's yes, it's forming a possible bullish flag. I cannot, say anything about that. Yes, it is doing that, but is it actually gonna go higher? Because with oil, it's not as straightforward. For example, this is not straightforward technical analysis as with other instruments. You have to look a lot into the fundamentals, and you have to look into what's happening in the market in general. Now, at the moment, I mean, there is. Wait. Where's that economic number? This is before I continue. Wednesday. Yesterday we had the crude oil stock change number, EIA crude oil stock change. Right. Okay. We have an increase. We got an increase. We went above the forecast. Right. We're still below previous, so the stocks did not. Yes, it did not rise. But the fact that it pushed above the forecast, that's where the market is a little bit on the on the careful side. So it's great that it's lower than the previous. That's fine. So this could play out positively for the price. But the fact that it is the fact that it is struggling, let's say, it came out higher than the forecast. It would be basically, I want to say is that it would have been better if it came out lower than the forecast, and everything is would be happy. Every bull would be happy here, and we would see a push higher. But we did not get that, and yes, we're now where it seems like it wants to go higher, but it has to overcome this 45-day EMA first. If it does that, amazing. I will aim for the 72 zone, which is basically the opening price of this year, this thick line, and which coincides with the 100-day EMA perfectly as well. So that's going to be very interesting to see where we're going to be at the end of this year. Because are we going to be above opening price or are we going to be below? Let's jump into my beloved sugar very quickly. Seeing a little bit of a retracement, which is fine, but we're still in the falling channel pattern. But now my question is, are we going to get a hold up? Are we going to get a hold up somewhere around here, around this 21.56 zone? If we can, amazing. I will go, we'll aim for the upside again. If we don't, then yes, all eyes are on the lower side of this falling channel. Jumping into cocoa very quickly as well. I mean, where it seems like the commodity wants to break through higher here. We are getting, well, look, we're getting into the holiday season, and chocolate is one of those things that does pick up, and we're seeing, like I said, we're seeing some rise in demand, and of course that's pushing the price higher. So I think that for now, yes. I mean, for now, I will aim to the upside, but again, I will wait for clearance of this 8,800 zone first, and then we could go from there. Let's jump into Bitcoin, and that one is crazy. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, 100,000. Are we getting there? So yes, we are getting there. Now, my question is, what's going to happen with the 100,000 mark? Now, look, I said to you before, and I'll repeat myself, that everybody's targeting the 100,000, and I think yes, of course, we're there. I think not to hit the 100,000, that would be shameful. And I think everybody has a take profit on there as well. So if everybody has a take profit on 100,000, you have to put your take profit somewhere like 99,900 zone, and just in case it kind of goes higher, closer to the 100,000, gives us a tease and doesn't test it and reverses back down. So that's what you do. But again, this is like, of course, it's up to you. You know yourself better, but yes, 100,000. Here we come. In my opinion, we're very close. So let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. Bitcoin Cash, of course, a beautiful explosion. Look at this. I mean, boom. I mean, it cleared my level, the 482. It cleared my this one. It cleared my barrier, my breakout point. It tested my target as well. So everything's nice. Everything's good. We've reached this hurdle here, this 530 zone. Amazing. Mission accomplished. Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is interesting. Now, it is on a pause. So it is on a pause, and my question is actually, are we going to get an explosion here as well? Because maybe we're playing the catch-up game, or actually are we just going to, ignore it and allow Bitcoin to have its glory and Bitcoin Cash as well? And Ethereum will just, sit somewhere on the sidelines. Well, judging from the history, that's not always the case. And judging from the history, I mean, it's yeah, they do play the catch-up game like indices as well. So that's what we're seeing here. The question is, like I said, if we can drop below the 38.2 here, of course, I'll go lower. But of course, we're examining the upside, because we want to see if this is going to go higher. But look, I want to be on the safe side. I'm not saying that this is for sure is going to go. No, but the thing is that we have to play it smart still. Emotions are one thing, but try to play it smart. So keep your eyes on this 30,228 zone just in case. If we can clear that one, then from the technical perspective, yes, it isn't becoming more attractive. You know what? I think I need to change the uh, the heading as well, and let's put this one and cryptos. Yeah, and crypto. There we go. Because I think that this is something that in my heading and in the title in the video is missing. So jobless claims and crypto. So yes, keep your eyes on that. Like I said, for now, keep your eyes on Ethereum. I think it could be quite interesting. Litecoin also be having a beautiful push back up. Amazing. Good result here. But again, this 90 zone is providing strong resistance. So if you're looking for some higher levels, then obviously you need to wait for this one to push through the 90 zone, and yep, then we can go from there. Sorry, my nose is a little bit itchy, and I'm trying to not to sneeze, and yes, I'm touching my nose in order to kind of avoid sneezing. But anyway, another crypto which is really fascinating me is Dogecoin because this one is on a pause now because we had the hype around the Department of Government Efficiency, we had the hype around Musk, and now I think we are a little bit on the pause moment. We're waiting for some sort of a headline. And again, this could still push higher, but we're waiting for some sort of a trigger. Look, I think I'll have to pause a little bit, just a second. I'll have to switch off my mic and my camera because I need to clear up my nose. Apologies, I'll be right back. All right, okay. So, and that's the beauty of the live sessions that, natural things happen all the time, and yeah, we should not be ashamed of that. And, we're all human. But anyway, coming back to the cryptos, I mean, this for now is, yes, is quite interesting. Ripple, I mean, Ripple is crazy as well. I mean, that was a good run. Look, we're coiling up for sure. That is for sure. Even if you're going to jump into a 4 hour chart, something like that. I mean, this is just fascinating. This is just very technical. You have you have your trend lines here. I mean, you can draw your triangle pattern, and this is just, like I said, this is just amazing. So, we're coiling up, we're waiting for a clearance. Normally, according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the upside because if we have the prevailing trend to the upside, then the greater chance for this one to break out would be to the upside. So, yeah, that's basically the logical part. But look, we've seen this happening in the opposite direction. So what it can also do, it could actually break the triangle to the downside, go lower, and then kind of maybe rebound from here and then push back up. So this way you take out a lot of traders who are savvy, who see the same thing which you're seeing. Like, yeah, like I see also a triangle. This is like, something very looking quite positive because the prevailing trend is to the upsides. And this is what happens. This is what happens. This is where you get that problem. So sometimes, let's say people start jumping in way too early, and they get the correction right. They get the direction right, but they miss out. They might get stopped out because of the correction first, and then a push higher. So like I said, I've seen this happening in a lot of times, and that's why I wait for the clearance first. Let's jump into the forex world, ladies and gentlemen. AUD USD. So what's happening here? We're stuck. We're not much is happening, to be honest, and I think I'm gonna leave it as it is here. I'm waiting for a push back somewhere above this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this a little bit. I'm gonna wait for a push back above this 0.6545. If I can get that move, amazing, great. If for the downside, I would like to see a drop somewhere back below the 0.6470-ish territory, just to be a little bit more on the safe side with the downside. AUD JPY. Hey, beautiful. Still stuck, and we're still oscillating, still moving sideways. So okay, look, I mean, what can I say? For now, it's It's an interesting moment here, and for now, it's a range. And I said to you from the beginning of this week and last week as well, I said like, look, we're waiting for this one to make a move. So this risk on, risk off monitor, I think yes, it's still waiting to make a move, and then we'll go from there. NZD USD, nothing major, just actually the same story. So I'll remove it from here. CAD JPY, we looked at it. It's still in this channel, so not much to talk about here. USD JPY, there's always something to talk about USD JPY. Again, if you are trading this pair or anything Japanese related, Japanese yen related, watch out for tomorrow's inflation numbers from Japan. So keep that in mind. So yes, this is something to consider. Let's see how this is gonna play out. For now, that's like I said, that's where what I'm looking at. For now, I'm looking at this 154.70 zone. I like it. I know it has been violated a few times, but I still like it because it kind of still is acting either as a good area of support or resistance. And yeah, we'll go from there. So hey, for now, I would say. There is a chance for an upside, especially if inflation starts falling. In Japan, this pair could actually drift nicely towards my target, which I kept on saying, and which I kept on targeting. It's the 78.6 on the Fibonacci retracement here, which I have drawn from the highest point of July to the lowest point of September. So yes, the 78.6 is still a good target. Jumping into US dollar against the Canadian dollar, looking good here. So this 23.6 on the Fibonacci retracement, which is drawn from the lowest point of September to the current highest point of November. So this 23.6 is still providing good area of support. It's still doing a good job. So this hurdle can go. I don't think I need it anymore. I think I need this one instead. So I'll just keep the Fibonacci on the table because I think this is a little bit easier. So yes, if we do get a nice clearance of that one, I'll go lower. Pretty much straightforward. For the upside, I need to see a push back above the psychological 140 zone in order to get comfortable with some higher levels. Quick update on the US dollar against the Swiss franc. We're stuck here, so basically the same analysis is valid. For the upside, a 0.8915 break could open the door to some higher levels. For the downside, a break of this upside line, a break below the 0.8775 zone, and this 200-day EMA could be nice as well because, yeah, this could attract more bears into the game. Oh, US dollar against the Mexican peso. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while. Not much, to be honest, nothing major here. So, yeah. Let's jump into the pound pairs very quickly. GBP, JPY, something that I haven't looked for quite a while, and I think that this is something that you can keep an eye on for today, for tomorrow. And yes, look, for the upside, I'll take a very conservative approach here. A push above the 199.5 zone could open the door to some higher levels. For the downside, well, given that I'm already seeing how it's playing out, then maybe, just maybe, a drop below the 200-day EMA could be a better option. So while we remain in here somewhere, I'm just observing the price action. GP CAD very quickly on this one. Beautiful, almost reaching my 200-day EMA. So now we'll see what's going to happen next. Are we going to get a rebound from here, or actually we're going to break the 200-day EMA and go further south? Let's see. GBP USD very quickly. Looking at the picture here, yes, beautiful hold up near the 23.6, and yep, there we go. The US dollar is pushing higher, so maybe, just maybe, we will see that test of this upside line, which I have talked about for a while now. This one is taken from the lowest point of March of 2023, and yes, this is what I'm going to be aiming for now. So long story short, let's aim for this upside line for now, and we'll like I said, as long as the US dollar remains, somewhat positive. But if we start seeing a push above the 23.6, this is where I'm gonna just quickly shift my short-term view to the upside. And now jumping into euro pairs, euro GBP, beautiful hold up near the 0.8310. This is a good area of support, so a clearance of that would be needed in order to go lower. For the upside, as I said, keeping an eye on the 45-day EMA, it's acting as a good area of resistance. So if I can get a nice clearance of that one, I'll go to the upside. Euro JPY, very relevant and very important. So we're oscillating around the EMAs. As you can see, all the EMAs got squeezed into one. So basically, this is showing this undecisiveness. That's why I think that I need to drop this downside arrow here to this 161.90. I think this could be better. Maybe, just maybe, we could already start looking at some lower levels from here, from the 162.32, if you're a little bit more on the adventurous side. But just like I said, just be a little bit more careful. For the upside, 164.93 is the one that I am looking at. And if we can get a nice push above this, amazing. I think more buyers could join in, because at the same time we could where's that line? At the same time we could actually, break above this downside line. So basically we could first look at the downside line, and then we could keep an eye on the 164.93 territory-ish, approximately around there, and then yes, we could go higher. So basically this way we could start looking at the upside, but then there's a problem, of course, with this little hurdle. But if that hurdle gets cleared, hey, let's go higher. And finally, Euro USD. And I'll wrap up the everything on here. Look, I talked about this one again. To 23.6, it had a very nice area of resistance here. So this now can go back to where it belongs, because this is what I was talking about before. This is where me and Christian de la Frate were discussing what we were discussing. And by the way, we had to have a show today, but he's not feeling very well. So unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately you're stuck with me. But anyway, so looking at this picture here, it's of course it's looking a little bit more bearish than bullish, but hey, let's not rush into things. For now, I'll go slowly to the downside, but my next target is the lowest point of October of 2023. So then that's roughly around the 1.04 and a half zone. I think it's a good target. I think it's doable. From there, we'll have to take it from there. For now, I guess, like I said, I'm leaning towards the downside. Let's see if we can get a move towards that 1.05 territory again. If we can clear it, wonderful. 1.04 and a half, here we come, potentially. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Like I said, thank you for everything. I hope you enjoyed this session. I tried to keep it quick. I tried to cover a lot and quickly. So hopefully you found it useful. Let me know if you would like me to cover something else, in the other videos, because join me tomorrow, 7 o'clock GMT time, the usual. And hey, if you want me to cover something, honestly, drop me a message, or leave a comment in the box below the video, and yeah, we can go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great trading day today. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. So, I'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.